Welcome to Snark Marks, everybody. We are a very funny podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow us on all the stuff we've got on Instagram. We are at Snark Marks Pod. Shit. God damn it.
You're so close.
We are at Snark Marks Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Dusty's at Snark Mark D on Twitter. I am at Andrew Idell on Instagram. Now, a lot of podcasts have a sheet.
Right.
They go down a sheet.
You're just going off top.
I'm a professional broadcaster.
Yeah. You're pulling back the veil, dude. Don't give them too much.
That is true. That is true. I just ate a bunch of original Lay's, a.k.a. maybe the best chip on the planet. You don't need anything else.
Don't try. Yes, you do.
It's just potatoes and oil. Some salt on there.
You might not need anything else, but there are certainly other flavor combinations that are delicious.
We did the potato chip draft.
Yeah.
What one? Cheddar sour cream ruffles.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
The undefeated champion.
Yeah, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I think Cool Ranch Doritos was pretty high. One of my sleeper was the barbecue Lay's, which I really like. I don't think you like those as much as I do, right?
I don't really like Lay's, the brand.
God
so
damn it, Dusty. You need a little girth to your chips. Is that your problem?
No, there's no girth. That's the problem. They're chips.
That's what I'm saying.
Andrew, yeah, I need a weight-bearing chip. Yeah.
I need a weight-bearing chip.
I need a
for which to dip.
Yeah, I need a chip that can hold its own weight, you know.
People always tell me I'm like a thin chip, you know?
They you are waif-like in that way, yeah.
I'm wafy.
Yeah, you're airy. More pockets for things to go in.
There's so much air in my bag, dude.
Well, dude, the main problem with Lay's, and I hate to put it on. I hate to put it out there.
Yeah,
because I'm sure you're going to refute it.
You sound like Mary. Everybody, I exhaust everybody. I don't want to say this because I'm sure you're going to have a response.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like that's a bad podcast format. I don't want to have a conversation with you about this. I don't have any hot takes.
You might have something to say about it.
Yeah. A little greasy for my taste, the Lay's.
Word.
By and large. I think so.
I think it's because I do see you. I do see you on that. Ruffles, you will find are greasy. I think maybe the powder, because you like the powdery chips. Maybe the powder is soaking up some of that grease because every chip is greasy.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying this is a he who is without sin may cast the first stone sort of situation. But the like sour cream and onion Lay's feel greasier than other sour cream and cheddar or onion chips that I've had. Yeah. And again, not dippable at all. Those
you don't need to. That's my counter. You don't need to dip them shits. You know what I mean? I like a dippable chip. The worst thing in the world is when you get a non-dippable tortilla chip.
Yeah, that's a crime.
What are we doing?
That's a crime against nature.
You think we're just eating these things? And I just love it when I get like 8 good chips out of it. And then I put it in a vacuum sealed container that can only be opened by me and God. Yeah. And then apparently somebody stomped all over my chips when I pull it out of the cabinet. Like, I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, that's also the problem is I end up throwing away about a quarter of the tortilla chips because I'm like, well, these chips cannot serve a purpose anymore because they're all broken and fractured. Like, these chips are for nothing.
Yeah, it's like the Mitch Hedberg joke. Like, why do I didn't buy these because they're little tiny plates? I did buy tortilla chips because they're little tiny plates. Like,
only as a vessel to something else.
You gotta be a maniac or a moron to just eat tortilla chips
with no salsa. Get out right out of town.
I don't want to meet that person, dog.
That person has a strong will. I'll tell you that person survives whatever the next apocalypse is that we're facing. That the person who will just eat raw tortilla chip, that's a tough person.
That's a level of not needing a treat that even I am not comfortable with.
Right.
That is a fatal level of not needing a treat. You don't want to enjoy life.
No, that's a level of denial to the self that even Siddhartha would be impressed by.
Yeah. You have to become one with the world and want nothing. What, that motherfucker is eating a chip without a dip? A tortilla chip without a dip?
And there's various dips available to him. I brought many. I got a queso blanco dip over there. I got your cantina style salsa. We should do a salsa draft at some point. I don't know if you have the hot enough takes, no pun intended, on salsa.
It depends. Like, are we going like versions of salsa, like mango salsa, black bean salsa, paste picante sauce, like that type of thing?
Yeah,
I've got some ideas.
Yeah. Because I've got a lot of feelings. There's some salsa that you could offer me that would hurt my feelings if you thought that I would want to eat this salsa.
Oh, I'm very interested to find out which salsas those are.
Yeah,
I can't think of unless it's too hot, like way too hot.
In a pinch, I might eat this salsa, but it's insulting to me that you would bring me this salsa.
Oh boy, do I like white people salsa. Everybody is calling me right now, by the way. I just got 3 phone calls in a row. As soon as nobody wants to talk to me when I'm not ready. It's like my cat. Yeah. My cat is hanging out in the corner until I press the record button, and he's bouncing off the freaking blinds.
So you're trying to get quality time with the old dust man.
Jesus Christ. All right, you had something you wanted to start with.
Yeah, Andrew, we are fans of comedy, of the art form.
We are fans.
And I think that it goes, it will go with saying, because I'm about to say it, that you and I both think that maybe the best joke ever told on television is the Norm Macdonald moth joke.
It's a great joke. I have another funny Norm Macdonald joke, but I don't know if I can tell it on this because I heard it on like a talk show or something.
Yeah. I just found out the other day that the backstory to that is, so this joke is Norm Macdonald tells it. It's about a moth. The best part of the joke is that it ambles for about 2 to 3 minutes before he gets to the punchline. It's I don't know, whoever listens to this is probably aware of what the Aristocrats joke is, but it's that sort of thing where the joke, the art of the joke is how long and how much can you build the world of the joke before you get to the punchline, because all that does is enhance the punchline for a particular type of person who will find this kind of thing funny.
Yeah,
of which I am the kind of person who finds that funny.
You're blowing up a balloon, and you're blowing it up for an hour, and then the joke, the actual mechanism of the joke is that you just deflate the balloon at the end. It's not going to explode. People are sitting there waiting for it to pop, and you just quickly deflate it. Yeah. I'll do a very abridged version of the moth joke so people know what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, this is what I was going to say. There's like a 20-second version of the joke that I've heard, which is a moth is flying down a hallway and he runs into a podiatrist, and the podiatrist says, "Oh, hey, moth, I thought you were here to see a psychologist today." And he says, "Oh, yeah, I was, but your light was on."
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's basically what it is. It was like, and Norm Macdonald's version is doesn't he fly into it's a podiatrist's office.
Yeah.
Moth flies into a podiatrist's office and he just starts spilling the beans about his life. Like, my son hates me. My wife, I no longer love her. And like, he tells this long thing, and the guy's like, "I think you need to see a psychiatrist. This is a podiatrist's office. What'd you come in here for?" And he's like, "Well, because the light was on."
Yeah.
But he does, it's like how long is it? It's like a 9-minute joke or something.
Yeah, it's long.
You can make it as long as you want.
Right. You could just keep building the backstory. But what I heard that I'd never heard until the other day was this happened on Conan O'Brien. And Conan O'Brien used to have Norm Macdonald on all the time, even if he didn't have anything to promote, because Norm's one of the funniest people in the world.
If you can get Norm, you get Norm.
Right. And apparently Norm thought that he was only supposed to be there for one segment. And then Conan goes, "Okay, we'll be right back with Norm." And Norm Macdonald has no more material. He hasn't prepared anything else, no anecdotes, nothing.
Yeah.
And so they come back from the break, and he spends that 5 minutes making the moth joke out of nothing. I mean, he knows the structure.
Yeah, it's a street joke. He's heard the joke before. Yeah,
right, but he
just made it longer.
He just built it out as his entire segment because he didn't have anything else. And so Conan is there and he doesn't know what Norm's going to do either. And it starts and he's like, the worst thing that happens is whenever people pitch me a joke, like my limo driver told me a
what
joke
did he
today.
say? Yeah, I can't remember how he said. He's like, how do you come up with your material or something like that? And he's like, well, it's something about his limo driver. And he's like, well, my limo driver tells me a joke, and then he goes into it.
And he goes, well, why don't we just have that guy come on? And Norm goes, no, wait till I tell it.
Yeah.
Or wait till you
hear
me
do it.
Yeah. And I just thought, like, that makes it infinitely more funny to me that he just off the cuff decided to do it.
I'm just gonna make that joke really long.
Yeah, and just make it long because I don't have anything else. And the 20-second version of that joke to me gets a little like, oh, okay, that's clever. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's like the Aristocrats. I don't know if anybody has ever. There's a movie. The Aristocrat joke is essentially a family goes into a vaudeville office, and then they talk about their act, and it's like the worst thing you've ever heard. But the joke is, how long can you make it and how terrible can you make it? And then at the end, the guy goes, well, what do you call the act? And he goes, it's called the Aristocrats.
Yeah.
That's the whole joke. And there's a documentary where they have a bunch of comedians tell the joke, and each one's different, and that's the button.
Yeah, Penn Jillette made the movie, or Penn Jillette and somebody else made the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but I know Gilbert's in it.
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried's in it. He's famous for doing that at a roast one time because everyone was bombing at the roast. I think it was right after 9/11. So he just decided to do the Aristocrats.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that, as people who enjoy the art of comedy, it makes so much more sense now to watch him do that act, or to watch him do that joke and go, oh, he's just making it up because he doesn't have anything else.
Well, and he has the confidence to do it because Norm wrote on stage. There's a lot of people who do this. Even Bill Burr will do this sometimes. A lot of times. A lot of the best guys write on stage, and I heard Norm talking about it one time, and he's like, I just have the confidence that I'm going to be funny until I find what it is. Like, he's like, I have a funny premise and I have some punchlines or whatever that I thought of, but to get there, I just keep talking until I find it.
Yeah, and I can stall,
he's like, I'm confident that in between those things, I will still be funny and entertaining, and then I find the route to the joke that I'm going to use for whatever. Like, the joke gets better as it goes,
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what Norm Macdonald said? I think I heard this. I think it was when I was on my way to your place. Yeah, I was on my way to your place. Norm was talking about what his dad's favorite joke is. You want to hear that?
Yeah.
He goes, I told Mary this joke last night. This city boy, he's from the big city. He just moves. He like comes up on a bunch of money and business, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to move to the country. So he moves to this like small town in the countryside, and when he's setting up his house, he's bringing everything in. He meets his neighbor. His neighbor comes over, and his neighbor's like, "What's up, man? How's it going? It looks like you're not from here, are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm from the big city." And the guy's like, "Well, welcome to the countryside. As you'll find, and I'm sure as you've heard, we take care of each other out here. Where the Southern hospitality is real." I said hospitality. Hospitality is real. And so I'm your neighbor. I'm your friend. We're here for each other. And he's like, you know what? That's actually the reason I came here, is to connect with the people and have that hospitality and that communal atmosphere and stuff. And the country folk goes, well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to have a party tonight, and you should come. I'm right down the street, right over there. He points to his house, and he's like, there's going to be a little drinking, a little fighting, a little sex, you know what I mean? And the city guy goes, you know what? I could use all, like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. What time should I come over? And he goes, well, you can come over whenever. It's just going to be the two of us.
And again, that's
such a stupid joke.
But again, that's one where you can build the whole world out. That joke could be as long as you want because the punchline is the same regardless.
Yeah.
You could add 50 things that are going to happen at this party. And at the end, it's still just the same joke.
Yeah,
So,
and the punchline is so brief that it's shocking that it ends that way. Well, it's
right.
just gonna be the two of us.
Well, and that's the same thing at the end of the Norm joke where he goes, "Man, Moth, you got a lot of problems. I think I'm just a podiatrist. I think you should probably see a psychiatrist." And the Moth goes, "Oh," he goes, "Why'd you come to me?" And he goes, "Because the light was on."
Yeah,
That's the
joke's over.
joke's over. And then you can, if you want, I implore you to watch the clip on YouTube. Conan starts laughing because there's a brief moment where every person has to take in
Yeah,
the
that the
fact that
joke is now over.
the joke is over, that's
Yeah.
it. And then Conan starts laughing and he just won't stop laughing. Like
He just loved Norm. He
the
thought Norm was the funniest person in the world.
the audaciousness to know that you're gonna nail, like, it's almost an anti-joke, which
Yeah,
again, Norm Macdonald's roast, one of our favorite things to talk about and
yeah.
quote back in the day. It works because of Norm Macdonald and the persona of what Norm Macdonald is.
Yeah, so
You
Norm
know,
Macdonald did the Bob Saget roast, and he doesn't like roasting. He thinks it's kind of hack, and he really didn't like making fun of people that much. And so he basically, I think it was like he came up with the idea like a few hours before showtime, where he just had a joke book that was like his dad's or something like that. It's just like 101 jokes to tell at a dinner party or something. And like my Milton Berle joke book that I have here. And he just recited a bunch of jokes from that, but like changed them to apply to Bob Saget and the other people. And when people would tell him, "Hey, that was genius," he's like, "No, like no, this is stupid. Like this
yeah.
is ridiculous."
It's,
But
remember the time I was gonna take you to a ball game, Bob? And this guy, he shows up in a lion tamer's outfit and he has a mask on. And I say, "What the HE double hockey sticks are you wearing?" He goes, "Well, I heard the Lions were playing the Bears. Remember that? Remember when that happened?" And Bob Saget's just losing it and sort of yes handing him, but they're all that like that temperament and that delivery.
this man is for the birds.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this man's for the birds.
I saw a guy go up at an open mic one time when I was doing stand up and bomb on purpose, thinking that he was doing Norm. And he just like sat there and wrote a bunch of jokes that had no punchlines and weren't funny at all. And I like the guy, and the guy had charisma on stage, so it didn't completely bomb.
Right.
But there's a subtlety to what Norm did where they're actually jokes.
Right.
They are jokes. They're funny to somebody. They're just not particularly funny to any of the people who are there or anybody who was born in the last 100 years.
Well, and they don't apply to the template. Like, he was so smart. It's if everybody comes up and does the dirtiest, meanest, crudest jokes they can do, and then Bob Saget comes up and does, then Norm comes up and does hacky, old style burns like you would hear in the Dean Martin roasts. That's funny, and it's funny because he's the only one doing it.
God,
Like,
I love those Dean Martin roasts. I used to stay up as a kid, and this will tell you something about. I told you I used to just watch old comedy.
Yeah.
I used to watch the infomercials for the Dean Martin roast because I never had the VHSs.
That's the only thing I know about them too, because I remember those commercials, and I remember them trying to sell the box set. Watch them fucking roast Sammy Davis Jr., and it's just Sammy in this chair just laughing.
Oh, and it's Rich Little and drunk Dean Martin, bro.
Yeah,
he would go up there barely standing, and then Don Rickles would bring the house down, and there's some really, really good jokes.
Well, and they were like, I think there's a Sinatra one, and they all talk about how Sinatra's tied to the mob, but they all laugh because it's in the context of this roast, so nobody's really gonna get hurt or anything.
Yeah, nobody's legs are gonna get broken over this joke that they told.
It was just, but I heard that the other day, and I was like, I got to tell Andrew about that because I didn't know it, so I wanted to share in case you also didn't know.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know if I've heard that before, but it makes sense. I mean, that's that if Norm's gonna fill out time, that's how Norm's gonna fill out time. So I think we move on to the Raccoons, Dusty.
Yeah, Andrew. Again, we don't have a lot of off-pod communication generally. Sometimes, if say someone forgets their keys,
Yeah.
Then I'll get a call. But Wednesday at 11:40 a.m., I just get a text that says, "I've got a raccoon story."
Yeah, and Dusty, I can't remember who your other enemy was last week. It was because Poseidon is your number one.
Yeah.
I can't remember. You mentioned an enemy last week, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, who cares?
He knows. Whoever.
Yeah,
it is.
he knows.
Yeah,
he knows what he did. And then raccoons might be top 3.
Well, I'll tell you specific. You tell me your raccoon story, and then
Okay.
I'll tell you specifically what my issue is.
Well, part of the story might add to what your issue
Right.
is.
That might help.
So there's a woman in where was she? I think she was I think she was in like Washington. Yeah, she's in Washington State, raccoon country.
Yeah.
And she's been feeding about a dozen raccoons in her yard for 35 years.
I think
eventually,
uh-huh.
Recently, out of nowhere, there's 100 raccoons in her yard.
Yeah.
And the dozen raccoons that she was feeding for a long time, those were friendly raccoons. They waited in line. They were kind to each other. They were kind to her. They tipped their little hats when she fed them.
Yeah. They wore caps and ties when they came for dinner.
Yeah. Elbows not on the table, all that stuff. These raccoons were not so nice.
Mm-hmm.
This woman couldn't leave her house because of apparently a group. Do you know what a herd of raccoons is called?
I do not.
It's a gaze.
That's interesting. Is there a reason that you could find why it's called that?
No idea.
All right.
No idea. I wanted to make a joke like GAYS, but
sure.
You know,
of course you, you sure did, didn't you?
But the trappers in Washington, she tried to hire trappers. See,
well, you gotta hire the needle nose snakes to get rid of the birds.
Yeah.
But then you gotta hire the snake eating bears.
Yeah.
To get rid of the snakes.
Then you got to get your mama to kill the bears.
Right.
They quoted her $500 per raccoon.
Now look, sometimes you got to buy, or you got to pay what the guy is charging you, right?
Yeah.
Like, and in service industries like this, that's why people complain. But I can't complain. My air conditioning breaks. The air conditioning guy tells me it's going to be $500. I can't fix it. What am I going to do? He might be gouging me. He knows how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it.
Dusty, you can get a shotgun at Walmart for $350.
This is what I'm saying. I think the trappers may be taking advantage of a situation. There's no way it costs the parts and labor to get rid of one raccoon is $500.
Yeah, you got to build some profit on top, but still, we're not getting close. We're not getting close.
Yeah,
that's like $50,000 to get rid of all these raccoons. And so she talked to. Oh, your recording stopped. Oh, now you're not.
Oh no!
Now I'm coming. Now your microphone turned off. God damn it! All right, I don't even know. I don't even know what I was saying. Dusty had a catastrophic series of technical issues. He told me to shut up like 15 times.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Shut up.
There it is. I guess I deserve it. You know what I mean?
I derailed you pretty hard. I'm sorry.
It's been 3 hours.
Yeah. But we're still here, dedicated. We're talking
raccoons are organizing, Dusty.
The exorbitant cost of raccoon removal in Washington State.
Yeah, so she talked to the sheriff.
Yeah,
because that's who you call.
Well, unfortunately, this goes outside of the jurisdiction of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
unless these were ghost raccoons.
That's what they asked on the phone. They're like, "Are they ghost raccoons?"
Kick rocks, lady.
The sheriff, with all of his wisdom,
There are no raccoons. There is only Zool.
What would you say if somebody said, "Hey, I fed 12 raccoons for 35 years and now there's 100 raccoons in my yard." What would you tell them?
I don't even buy more food.
The sheriff said, "Stop feeding the raccoons."
Might also be
And
a thing to do.
this was like raccoon Woodstock because
but this lady's crippled those raccoons. Those raccoons cannot go find their own food now.
well, and they were talking about the other thing is that it makes them more aggressive because they're not afraid of humans anymore.
Yeah, no shit. That's why they say don't feed the stuff in the wild parks because they just come up to you expecting shit and then they get mad.
All I want to do is feed stuff in the wild parks. But the other thing is if you have that big of a gaze of raccoons, you got the sick raccoons hanging out with the non-sick raccoons. You're just spread. This is Coachella for raccoons.
Yeah,
they're super spreader event.
Yeah, they're getting raccoon chlamydia or whatever you would get.
Oh, dude, imagine just all the raccoons just having sex in your front yard.
Well, dude,
that'd be very funny.
Yeah, it would be very funny. So, what is it an ongoing situation?
They're starting to be like, fuck that place. We're going to I heard there's a party down the road. Because she has stopped. She has ceased the feeding of the raccoons. I
would be legitimately concerned if I stopped feeding the raccoons at this point. Then you're looking at a raccoon mutiny.
An uprising.
Yeah, and they look like little bandits anyway. So they're definitely going to get organized and like that's their house now. You should just move. They're
gonna climb on top of each other and create like a raccoon Voltron.
Yeah, 3 raccoons in a trench coat are gonna knock on the door and then right in the face, just claw your face
claws
up.
To the face immediately. They're trying to. You think they're Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's slightly worse.
Yeah, have you heard the good news about our Lord and Savior Raccoon Christ?
That's a new Stephen Lynch song, by the way.
That would be really funny if the raccoons had like a religious etymology and it was the same. There was a raccoon great flood, there was
immaculate conception.
Yeah. Huh? And then that's where the 100 came from.
Yeah.
Instead of the 44,000 chosen, it's those are the 100 raccoons. Yeah. So my problem with the raccoon.
Yeah.
Is sort of outlined in this particular situation. The raccoons are not your friend. They are not domesticated animals. They don't even like you. You're giving them food and you're projecting onto the raccoon. Oh, this raccoon likes me. They're like the raccoon is the waitress at Hooters. It doesn't like you. It doesn't want your phone number. It doesn't want to hang out with you. It's there to get tips. Tips, in this case, being whatever raccoons eat. They're omnivores, according to Wikipedia. So whatever you got. But, like, the raccoon is... just because the raccoon sits next to you and calls you sweetie does not mean the raccoon likes you.
Look at this guy, bro.
No.
You don't think they're capable of love?
When the raccoons...
Look how fat that fucking raccoon is.
Raccoons are not domesticated animals.
Look at it. He's licking her face.
Yeah, because he's trying to taste how much salt's on her face for later. That lady's a ham to that raccoon.
That raccoon's a ham. Look at that thing.
Yeah, but whether now or later, that raccoon...
You can't stop kissing her, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, that's also gross.
Are they inherently more gross than cats, though, if they live in your house? I don't let my cat lick my face either, though.
Cats are domesticated. Raccoons are not.
How do you know that, dude? What if it's a domesticated raccoon? Look at this guy. He's hanging out with his cat friend, trying to eat its head.
Yeah, this is... look, nobody likes unlikely animal friendships more than me. I love that shit. Should send me 1 million videos of it. Maybe that raccoon is nice. By and large, the raccoon as a species is not your friend, and feeding them is bad for them. Like, what's funny is I was reading today, the fact that there's 100 of them and they're all trying to take this lady's house over sounds like what raccoons do, because for years they thought that raccoons. Oh God, see, that's too many. Those raccoons are so fat.
They're all fat, dude. They're
That's
all fat
bad.
coons, bro.
That's bad. Whoa.
You made it into
Hey,
that.
no,
You
no,
made it
no,
into that. I'm
no.
talking about raccoons.
I'm just telling you to be careful, buddy. Uh,
Look at this guy.
okay.
This is Dusty in 20 years.
Now,
Just giving
I mean,
hot dogs, just throwing hot dogs at raccoons.
to cats. No, raccoons are on number 3 on the enemy list. Do you think it's gonna flip?
Look at these guys.
That'd be like me. You'd see a picture of me and Poseidon surfing.
That
Never
dude is
gonna happen, dude.
That dude is genuinely insane.
Yeah, that's and that's a like. I don't get it. So captive raccoons have been known to live upwards of 20 years.
Hell yeah, dude.
But in the wild, their life cycle is only 1.8 to 3.1 years. They're not supposed to be here this long. That's the
they get snapped up, dog. Sometimes you get snapped up. That's why I don't let my cat outside.
Their most natural predator, bobcat, coyotes.
Fuck, dude.
And the great horned owl, dude. Imagine a great horned owl trying to take one of those fat ass raccoons. He's got to call his friends
and getting it. Dude,
yeah.
I got a big one. Get down here.
Yeah.
It's too fat to fight back.
Now we're having a party. Yeah, the one of the things they read was they used to think that raccoons were like solitary animals, but it turns out that the female raccoons will form like a group where they all hang out together. And then
they gossip and complain about the male raccoons.
And then dude raccoons in a separate area, there'll be like 3 or 4 of them, and they'll hang out together. And that just sounds like the roommates I used to have in college. All the raccoons are drinking. They're drinking beer. They're throwing their shit everywhere. There's pizza boxes that are used as trash cans for other for other trash.
They're smoking weed out of apples.
Yeah, they're telling each other where the good non-fentanyl coke is. Like, yep. No, I know a guy. He would never.
I know a dumpster, bro.
Yeah, my guy would never do that.
No, he does a little bit in front of me to show me that it's fine.
To show me it's fine. Relationship with humans on Wikipedia, the first subsection is conflicts.
Hell yeah, dude. The Great Raccoon War of 1865.
No one came back. So one of the problems is raccoons, their droppings have like toxic shit in them for humans.
It's because of what we make them eat.
Raccoon roundworm. That's what you get at Raccoon Coachella.
Hell yeah, dude. I gotta see what one of these motherfuckers look like.
Accidental ingestion or inhalation of the eggs, while usually harmless, can cause progressive neurological damage. That's what's happening to that guy who's feeding all the hot dogs to those raccoons. His mind is gone.
You said while usually harmless, right?
While usually harmless.
It's a risk I'm willing to take for my little raccoon buddies.
It's found in about 60% of adult raccoons.
That's another thing. 100 raccoons showing up in this person's yard. How many raccoons are there? Is there a statistic for that?
Yeah, well, the problem is it's like whenever you have rats or mice in your house, if you see one, there's 50. You know, like there's a whole bunch of shy raccoons still.
It's likely that there are over 10 million raccoons in the United States.
It's too many raccoons, dude. They're mostly in the U.S. They've been noted. They've been marked as an invasive species in other countries, like in Europe. They're an invasive species. You're not allowed to bring them in. They kill the shit that's like already there. So this was funny. Some wildlife experts and most public authorities caution against feeding wild animals because they might become increasingly obtrusive and dependent on humans as a food source. That lady should have read this part of the Wikipedia article.
Oh no, she says.
Yeah.
Obtrusive.
Other experts, however, challenge such arguments and give advice on feeding raccoons and other wildlife in books. These are the books that we need banned. Don't ban 1984, or Fahrenheit 451. Ban
Well,
books that promote feeding raccoons.
listen, if you criminalize raccoon feeding, then only criminals will feed
That's
raccoons.
true.
You want the good people, the book readers, to feed raccoons. By the way, there are 3.8 million people in Los Angeles. There's 10 million raccoons in the United States.
How many raccoons do you think
over 10 million
with your bare hands and feet? How many raccoons do you think you could take out?
They all want to kill me.
Yeah, they're after you.
Because if they're just hanging out,
right? No. It's a volatile situation.
What are we thinking? 15
of those big raccoons?
How fast are? Well, the big ones are probably easier because they can't move very well. How fast are raccoons?
Yeah, but if that raccoon sits on you, you're gonna if they get you down, it's gonna be big trouble, I think.
I've got really good takedown defense.
That's true. Yeah, you're low to the ground.
They're pretty good swimmers. Are raccoons faster than humans? I gotta look this up. Because if they're not faster than me, I can reset.
Right. You can. It's like in the UFC, whenever a guy runs away to set up his next attack.
Yeah, we're faster. Yeah. We're faster. So I can start, and when I start getting overwhelmed, I can shake them off me real quick and reset. I think I'd get tired after about 15. Do I have to kill these raccoons? I have to kill them. Right?
Yeah, I'm saying to the dead, they're going to kill you if you don't stop them.
I would take the smallest raccoon.
Yeah.
By the tail.
Just wing them.
And I would hit the other raccoons with it.
Yeah.
I think.
Raccoons are not domesticated. Raccoons may act unpredictably and aggressively and are extremely difficult to teach commands to.
Well, that must be because they're defiant, because recent intelligence tests of urban raccoons suggest that they are significantly more intelligent than your cat or dog.
Well, yeah, but they don't want to. They're rebels, dude. They're fucking.
And cats and dogs are just dumb enough to listen to us. That's the thing.
Right.
They're just under monkeys.
They're very good at like locks and shit. Like imagine that scene from Jurassic Park. That's why they got those masks. Imagine that scene from Jurassic Park, but it's raccoons instead of those raptors in the kitchen
figuring out the door.
Yeah, figuring out the door.
Oh god damn it! They figured out the door. That's what they should have said in the movie.
One notable pet raccoon was Rebecca, the pet raccoon of President Calvin Coolidge. That's
pretty cool.
That's a pretty good one.
That's why he put the cool in the Coolidge.
Neutering them around 5 or 6 months of age decreases the chances of aggressive cat behavior. However, raccoons can become obese and suffer from other disorders due to poor diet and lack of exercise.
They love just sitting there watching Netflix, bro.
They like a treat. This is very funny to me.
Fucking raccoon now. Is it illegal to own a raccoon?
In certain places, not everywhere. In California, I think in Wisconsin you can.
I bet it's illegal in California. Everything's illegal in California.
When fed with cat food over a long period, raccoons can develop gout, which is very funny.
That is very funny. That's great. It is illegal in California. Yeah. Wait. That was poisoning a raccoon to kill it. That was my other search.
Yeah. You had to. Don't be in your incognito mode.
You need a special permit to legally own a raccoon in California.
What do you think that process is? Hey, I want a raccoon. Are you going to feed it cat food? That's bad for him.
Do you have any felonies?
Yeah. You looking?
Then you can't have a raccoon.
Are you looking to make this raccoon a conspirator in your bank robberies?
They're like
because they can pick small locks.
They want to see if you want to eat the raccoon. So they're like, I'm gonna go in that other room for a second. I got to do some paperwork. There's some cooked raccoon meat right here. Do not eat it.
Yep.
And they leave, and then they see if you're like slowly reaching for it on the cameras.
Now look, I am against the killing of raccoons for fur and etc. I think that's fucked up.
What about for sport?
For sport, if you could do it, you could do it. You know?
Do it to it, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in the way of sports.
There's 10 million of them.
Yeah, that's 10 million. We gotta get that down. What's that
Those are rookie
Bill
numbers.
Burr joke where he's like, all right, the deer population has gotten up to about 1800. Realistically, we got to get that number down to about 5-6 of them.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking they compare in this Wikipedia them to deer because people also feed like deer and all of that, and their waste and everything is bad for people, but like in the on the East Coast, people have deer in their backyard and all that shit. I
treat all dung as bad for me. I don't know how people
well,
live.
I think it's if you don't pick it up. Like if you're not collecting it or whatever, and it's in a very concentrated area that's close to you, that's bad.
You gotta be a collector.
Yeah, you gotta. Well, that lady has 100 pet raccoons at this point. Like she had a dozen pet raccoons, and now she has more. A dozen is way too many raccoons. And we think this is the thing. This is how they get you because they look so cute. Because they look like little bandits. Because we anthropomorphize them, and we're like, oh, look at this little guy. He's so sneaky. No.
Yeah.
He's invasive.
Have you ever seen the video of a deer beating the shit out of a dog?
Yeah, I've seen that. Have you seen the video of the dude who punched the kangaroo that was trying to fuck his dog up? And the kangaroo
was like stunned for a second, just looking
like,
at him.
How dare you do that to me? Have you? Kangaroos are assholes too. They pretend to be, or no, they get into like the lake to try to fight because they try to drown their prey.
That's what that kangaroo was doing to that dog. It had it in like a headlock. It was like
and that dude had to
fucking bully people, dude.
Yeah, well, and they're biggish. That one kangaroo fucking works out, dude. He had traps like Brock Lesnar.
Would you? All right, kangaroo. Would you rather hang out with a kangaroo or a raccoon?
Well, definitely a raccoon because I'll fuck the raccoon up. That kangaroo, that kangaroo will kill me if it jumps up and does the kick. That's fucking lights out for me.
I'm very susceptible to kicks. That is one thing. That's
my kick defense is shitty.
No, it's not good. It's not good at all. I got good head movement, but if you kick me to the body, I'm out for good. You know what I mean?
That's like the Alice.
I'm held together with zip ties in there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say again, back-to-back Brock Lesnar references. It's like an Alistair Overeem liver kick to Lesnar, dude.
Oh man.
Right in the diverticulitis.
Brock Lesnar had tummy issues and he got kicked in the stomach by a world champion, monster. A glory champion kickboxer on steroids.
Yeah, a dude a dude they never tested for steroids.
No. He said he ate horse meat.
I mean,
have you seen him now? He stopped fighting. He's like thin now.
No, well, he used to be like, I mean, not a thin guy. He used to be in a different weight class, like much smaller.
Yeah, when he was fighting in Pride, he was like a slender guy. But I want to find pictures of his weight loss. He says that he's under the limit for heavyweight now. He's like 205. Look at this picture, Dave. Sorry for the people listening. That's him on the left.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still got that crazy bicep.
Yeah. Well, now he just looks like Alistair Overeem in his prime roid craziness in Japan looked like a cartoon monster that you would draw. Like the muscles that dude had are not on regular people. There's no way to achieve those as a regular person. And now he looks like just a pretty buff dude you might see at the gym.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, that guy's...
He looks like he does like Iron Man competitions and shit.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, that guy's in really good shape. He works out a lot, but he's not insane. Last thing on the raccoon Wikipedia, it's a very funny paragraph to me. Although the idea of eating raccoon may seem repulsive to most mainstream consumers who see them as endearing, cute, or vermin, that's all that tracks all the different levels.
Yeah, I felt like they were saying positive things, and they ended up with vermin. Endearing, cute, cuddly, vermin.
Well, I think it's all the reasons you wouldn't...
German?
All the reasons you wouldn't want to eat them, right? Oh, I think it's cute. Oh, I think it's endearing. Or I think it's basically a rat, a big rat.
Yeah.
So in spite of that, several thousand raccoons are still eaten each year in the United States, primarily in the southern United States.
Oh, I would never have guessed that it was in the southern United States.
Some people tout the taste of the meat.
Some
Tout
people.
it. Some
Some people tout black licorice too.
Yeah. Some people are into Lay's regular baked potato chips.
You a black licorice guy?
No, I don't like.
Awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe I think it's like a cilantro thing. Maybe some people's taste buds are into it.
Maybe, yeah. It's probably. I mean, that's pretty much everything. Just certain things tend to be more universal. But like,
yeah,
it tastes like
I hate it.
It tastes like something that would have been a treat in the 1800s.
Right. It tastes like industrialization, you know?
Yeah, pre-industrialization.
Like, yeah, it tastes like coal, like you came out of the coal mine.
Exactly. You finish your shift at the coal mine, and then you
could have one strip of black licorice.
Yeah. Oh man, I was just you get home from the coal mines covered in coal, and you go into your pantry and the black licorice is gone. I was thinking about that all day.
Now I have to go get some molasses from the store.
It took us 3 months to make that black licorice. 4 guys died making that black licorice.
Today I saw my best friend fall into a pit, and now I can't have the black licorice.
My only solace was I was going to come home and eat that sweet goodness of that black licorice, and God damn it, which one of you ate that?
Last night, my favorite raccoon was taken away by a horned owl, and yet I thought I could survive, given that I would be able to eat that delicious black licorice this very morning.
Now I gotta go fucking try to kill that bastard owl. It was gonna soften the vengeance that was in my heart.
I thought maybe I'd let that owl live. The Lord saw it to take my raccoon, and I was gonna let him be. However,
the Lord saw it.
The Lord looked down and he said,
I was like, Lord, I don't know what you've got in store, but goddamn it, I guess my raccoon had to go, but at least I got this black licorice. Thank you, God, for this black licorice.
Oh, in your infinite wisdom, oh Lord, you took my raccoon. And tomorrow they told me I have an ingrown toenail, so they have to take my leg at the knee. And then what will I do with the mine? And the only thing I had that I was going to use to soften this blow was that last piece of black licorice.
You kids line up and show me your teeth, and the first one got any normal black in them teeth is getting sold tomorrow.
Yeah, there's
for a bag of flour with rocks and bugs in it.
Yeah, and then tomorrow I'll go and have my blood leached to make sure it's fresh. As is the tradition of the time.
Because we're in the olden times right now. I don't know if you know that. We're in the olden times where the only simple pleasure in life is this black licorice here. I don't drink anymore.
And then I'll go scream at dandelions because it's the
God, I hate them dandelions.
Because as a man of the Old West, I cannot emotionally process my feelings, so I have to scream them out because it's the only way that the demons will be released, so I can go to the coal mine to once again buy black licorice. Oh Lord, in your wisdom.
It takes 3 days pay for that black licorice, but damn it, I'm gonna get it today. You guys can eat the cat.
Yeah, you thought we were going to take you to the doctor for your fainting spells, but I got bad news for you.
That doctor's visit went to weigh that black licorice.
The second one of you scumbags put your hands on my black licorice. Why the Lord allows it, I'll never know, but in his great wisdom.
All the love in my coal-stained heart just withered away. You chewed it to bits with that black licorice. You'll never see it again.
I can't wait to leave here and go start a new life with a new name in Newtown that I hear's opening next week 10 miles from here.
I heard they got pristine buckets with which to poop in. They got spittoons that are shined up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. There's not even a coal mine. There's not a coal mine. How am I going to make money?
Oh, God damn it.
God damn it.
We know I was working on a vaudeville act with that raccoon. That's what I was stowing away. My talents. After
I
the
just learned him. I just taught him to use the cane. It took me 3 years to teach him to use that cane, and that gosh dang horned out man, I got nothing left.
I hate the Old West.
Dude, a sketch.
The dude in the Old West who's also calling it the Old West.
Yeah.
I hate it.
living in the Old West, man.
I hate it here in the Old West. It stinks.
Everything's black and white.
I, I think that the demons come out when there's a moon because I don't know how the moon cycle works. I can't wait till they figure that out.
We all got gangrene because they haven't figured out penicillin yet. Gosh dang it.
I got this sports almanac from 1985 that I wish I could bet on, but I can't do it.
Nobody takes bets 100 years in the future, man. I told them that wouldn't work.
I can't wait to get back to the not Old West. It always works out fine in the time travel movies where the dude has to go to the Old West. I want it to be the Old West movie where the guy, or like, you know, he teaches the town how fire works, or he's got like a rudimentary coconut Nintendo system that he builds for everyone or whatever. I want the movie where it's just the Old West. Dude gets transported there through time and it just sucks like the way the Old West sucks. The movie's 10 minutes long because he gets killed immediately in the new town.
Yeah, he goes back and like as soon as he gets there, like an Indian comes by and just like just riding by, just shoots him with an arrow or something. Oh man, I can't believe it's the Old West. It's beautiful.
Or he tries to drink water from a creek and immediately dies of dysentery. Just because the past, as we have stated before, stinks. So not for me. I'm going to give you two options here, Andrew.
Okay.
Option one. We could talk about, well, I don't want to lean it. I want to just give you option A or option B. What to talk about, Andrew?
I'm game. Give it to me.
But you got to pick which one. I'm not giving you any details.
All right, tell me what they are.
No. Option A or option B.
Hit me with it.
No. What you see is.
Oh man, he's trying to give me these options. I've been working so hard.
He's trying to use some kind of voodoo on me.
Won't even tell me what the options are as if I haven't been slaving all day to make this podcast work. His mic doesn't work. It breaks halfway through the show.
Hey, shut up. How about that?
I'm going to go option B.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. Andrew, are you aware that there is a toy Hall of Fame?
There's a Hall of Fame for every. Mary was watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City yesterday.
Yep.
They went to the Bobblehead Museum. Who would go to a bobblehead museum? I'm a nerd. I'm a dork. Sure. I like stupid things.
We went and saw Big Dinosaur.
Why would you go to the Bobblehead Museum? Like the people at the Bobblehead Museum knew that the Bobblehead Museum itself is not fun enough.
Right.
So they made like a scavenger hunt with a bunch of really obvious hints. Like this model / actress was rumored to have had an affair with JFK. And they're like, oh, it's Marilyn Monroe. And they run and find the Marilyn Monroe bobblehead. We don't need a museum for everything.
Well, there were two museums. Museum A was the BattleBots Museum, which we'll talk about next week.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
And number two was the Toy Museum,
Toy Hall of Fame.
The Toy Hall of Fame. Oh, I'm sorry, the BattleBots Hall of Fame. And then there's the Toy Hall of Fame.
Isn't BattleBots just like a type of toy?
No, BattleBots are machines, Andrew, designed for killing other machines.
Oh, that thing. There's a Hall of Fame for that? That you can go to?
No, it's virtual Hall of Fame. They can't.
Oh, you're like, I get to go see the remains of the wrecker.
Yeah, of Gravedigger, the BattleBot. Yeah. No, Toy Hall of Fame.
Okay.
There are some finalists for the 2024 class of the Toy Hall of Fame.
And remember, everybody listening here, Dusty knows this. Andrew Idell, not a toy guy. Was never a toy guy.
Doesn't care about toys. Hates them, in fact.
No, I don't want to live in a world of imagination.
Yeah, was 86
Fuck
years old.
Willy Wonka, dog.
86 years old the day he was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least
show me some Don Knotts and give me a tennis ball to throw against the wall. Leave me alone.
You might be into some of these toys then, because some of these toys, it's a twofold problem. One, I don't know that they're toys. Two, how are they not in the Toy Hall of Fame already? So number one,
if the Rubik's Cube is on this list,
you know how I feel. That's my third. That's my fourth enemy.
It should be. Yeah, it's on both of our enemies list.
Yeah. Apples to Apples, the game. Are you familiar with Apples to Apples?
I've heard of it. I don't know.
It's like less sensational Cards Against Humanity. Apples to Apples.
Okay.
It's that kind of game.
It's Mormon Cards Against Humanity. Cards Against Humanity. Hate to break everybody's bubble. Not very funny, in my opinion.
I've had fun playing Cards Against Humanity. There is a tipping point where I no longer find it fun.
It's always like a dildo.
I think like if you can be clever,
if you can be clever, you never win because the guy always picks the dildo. That's my problem. I'm like, I just came up with the most genius thing that if you really think about it is genuinely funny, and then it's like a bag of poop. Who picked that one? Who was that?
Although
was that you? That feels. I bet that was Johnny.
Although you would play bag of poop because bags of poop are funny, as we've stated.
It depends on it. Well, no, the flaming bag of poop is
funny. Oh, just a regular bag of poop, not funny.
Just a regular bag of poop, not funny. There's got to be a little trickery.
So that's on the list. Started in 1999. Okay, I don't think Apples to Apples gets in. If we're talking about the pantheon of great toys, I don't think that Apples to Apples is Hall of Fame worthy.
I don't know what's in the hall. How big is this hall? How far down the list are we? You know what I mean?
I'm glad you asked. That I'll give you some Hall of Fame toys in a second.
Okay.
So, number 2, balloons on the list this year. Why the fuck isn't Balloon in the Hall of Fame? What are you talking about?
Balloons.
Well, one, I don't know that Balloon is a toy in the way that I imagine toys.
Yeah, we're really stretching out. This is like Run DMC making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. Who has got a balloon and been like, days of fun are in store? Oh man, yeah. Unless it was a cat. I don't know. So balloon,
I'm
balloons out. Number 3, choose your own adventure book. It's a book.
They're out of toys, Dusty.
They've ran out of toys.
They ran out of toys.
I do like a choose your own adventure book, even though I always died. I never made it to the end. It might be a situation where it doesn't matter. You might die every time.
The only type of choose your own adventure book I had was baseball themed, and it was like you got to make the call.
Oh, okay.
They made you the manager.
Yeah. The pennant's on the line.
Yeah, and then it's like you flip it, and it's like, hey, dumbass, you don't bunt first and second with
no
one
outs.
out.
Yeah. That's how you learn baseball. You're on the sideline of the high school games that you used to coach, going through the book for scenarios.
God damn it! Hold on. This one's not in here.
Yeah, all right. The Hess toy truck.
Those are big.
Yeah,
those are big. The only reason I know about that is I watched YouTube video. Somebody bought a storage container recently. I don't know why I watched it. It's like a half hour long. Watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
and there are a bunch of Hess trucks in there.
Since 1964.
I'll tell you.
Hess truck looks pretty cool.
They are cool looking things, right?
Okay.
They are very much a toy. That's the black licorice of toys.
Sure.
It's a toy for old people because this is what your grandma gets you for every Christmas.
Right.
It's a new Hess truck. I think my dad used to get these.
I mean, but back then, fucking pretty boss, dude.
I think it's a deserved Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
For toys, yeah.
That's on the inductee list. My Little Pony.
I've heard of it.
Introduced in the 80s, and then reintroduced in 2003. It's many horses. There are many.
Just the pony or the franchise?
The line, I think. Many horses.
That feels like that belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Manny's Mini Cokes. You know, it's many horses.
It did spawn. It probably spawned furries though, and for that, I'm not happy with it.
Well, and also bronies, dudes that love My Little Pony. That's like a whole subset of dudes.
Fuck, like that thing where we're not supposed to kink shame.
Sure,
is ridiculous. Kink shame all you want. Bronies are weird.
Furries
are weird.
I don't like what you like, but I also don't think that there's a point where you can't be like, well, no one is allowed to comment on the fact that I'm a grown up who likes My Little Pony.
Yeah, I don't think it should be illegal.
Right.
I don't think we should kill these people.
This might be trauma from all the years of people making fun of me for liking wrestling, though. So, like, I'm like, hey, man, if you're allowed to throw stones at me for that, like, I don't think that you should be able to put up the defense wall of, like, no, ponies are fine. If everywhere I go, somebody goes, well, you know, that's fake, right? You're an idiot for watching fake wrestling.
You're like, yeah, well, that guy's not a giant cat.
Right.
He's wearing a $10,000 stinky costume.
Yeah, that pony's also not real. None of it's real. Who cares? That's the point. RC cars. I've had 10 minutes of fun with RC cars every time I've ever got one, and then never again.
I built a couple tracks with my dad. That was fun. Building the track was fun.
I could see going. There's a place where I used to live that had like a track that you could go rent.
I was talking about Hot Wheels. But no, yeah, RC cars. When you get one that you can actually maneuver everywhere, and it doesn't like run out of range when it's 6 feet away from you.
Right.
Like my grandpa, first of all, he bought me and my sister toys for one Christmas. I think it was the only time he ever bought us stuff for Christmas. My sister's name is Alyssa.
I am familiar. Yeah.
My sister's toy present said Melissa.
There it is.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. Want to guess whether he got Andrew right or not?
I'm going to say he called you Andy.
I'm the golden child. I'm Andrew, dog. He knows me.
Yeah.
Andrew, it said in parentheses, my favorite. But I can't remember what she got, but I got a remote control car. And when I saw it, I was excited.
Sure.
When I got it out, I realized the remote I don't even know if you call it a remote.
Is it connected to the car?
It's connected to the car.
Hell yeah, dude.
This cord's 2 feet long.
Imagine all the fun you'll have.
And the car could only go forward and backwards.
Yeah.
There's no turn in this car.
The hours of entertainment you'll have.
Oh yeah, it got more disappointing as the time went by.
Right. Well, and since you're not a kid who loves toys anyway, that's like the worst thing to get you because it's just got to sit there for a while.
Oh, dude, I saw it as soon as I saw that it was connected. Oh, I'm never using this.
Yeah, but for what? To be ridiculed on the street?
Yeah, and what sucks is it was like, oh, finally a toy that I'm gonna enjoy. This is like something cool. I could drive this fucking thing around. I'm, pranking people with it, putting little sandwiches on it, making them chase it.
Right. Of course, your first thought is, what's a bit I can do with this RC car?
Yeah. What do you think I'm doing? I'm trying to Abbott and Costello this shit. But yeah.
Stick horse.
Stick horse,
like a horse head, with the stick.
Oh. Once again, it is a black licorice.
That's like you work at the coal mining plant to buy that. That's the big toy that year. Is a stick horse.
I just want to get a stick horse for my kid. I gotta stop doing that voice, bro. My voice is getting hoarse. It's getting stick horse.
All right, the big one here. Trampoline's also on here. I guess trampoline is a toy, in that it's used for leisure.
If it's fun, it's a toy. Apparently,
I guess so. Yeah, to these people. Transformers. Fuck yeah, Transformers first ballot Hall of Fame toy.
I've heard.
Yeah,
they're more than meets the eye.
That's the thing, you see. You've got a guy, and you got a truck or a car or whatever.
I got Transformers for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And
you were like, why doesn't it have a string that tells me rich little jokes?
The person who gave it to me was like, you see, this is a truck, and then you can make it a guy. And I'm like, neat. That's a cool feat of engineering that they're able to figure all that shit out. that's not a truck or a guy.
doesn't become Babe Ruth, because otherwise I don't care. Yeah.
What's this going to do for my batting average? I also got shitty that same year laser tag. Stoked about the laser tag.
Yeah, home laser tag, one of the worst gifts possible. Like, through the fault of not the parent. The technology just wasn't there.
No, it just sucked. It went off at random times. Like it was basically like, yeah, we'll make these things light up at random intervals, and people think they got shot.
Right, and it's like you could shoot from 500 feet away, it's like, and still get somebody. All right, let's see.
I played laser tag at like a big indoor laser tag thing one time.
Oh, it fucking rocks, dude.
Ran full speed into one of the mirrors.
Of course you did.
Just fucking forehead right into the mirror.
Just another concussion for Andrew.
Yep.
All right, Toy Hall of Fame.
So should we have to pick out of that class?
Yeah, those are. I think I don't know how many get in. I guess you just go through however many. There were other ones. I didn't name everything that was up for grabs, but
it was. I think Transformers are the first ballot, are the first for the number one out of those.
Yeah, I think like, what are you doing? Transformers. That's like an entire generation's toys.
I figured that would have been like the first inductee. Is this the first class?
No, there's
if they're down to balloons, then oh boy, I got a balloon.
Well,
like a Brian Regan bit.
Getting a balloon isn't terrible if you're a kid. I could see it, but it's not like a kite or something. A kite is a toy. A balloon is nothing. It doesn't. You can't do anything with it.
My favorite thing with balloons was
tie it to an old oak tree.
You hold the string, and you just punch the balloon a bunch of times. It keeps going back to you.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
Well, that's a toy. They had the ones that had the little thing on it, and you could punch it, right? But that's not like a balloon.
I couldn't afford that. I did it with balloons.
No, dude, you could afford it. They sold that shit at the canned food store, as we've oft been over. That was one of the few toys.
I never asked my parents for toys.
Right, you were. Can I get some flaxseed oil for my mitt?
Joe, can I get some suspenders?
Yeah.
I had one of those paddles with the ball.
Yeah, it's essentially the same idea.
One of those things. That was fun.
But with a punching bag. Yeah, I think, like, does trampoline go in? I think trampoline goes in.
If trampoline counts as a toy, it deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. If you want toy that's most injured someone, trampoline's got to be in the top mix of that.
Dude, I almost killed myself on a trampoline when I was younger at Mary's house.
Yeah.
So my current girlfriend, I was really close friends to her two brothers growing up, and I would go over there all the time. They had a baseball batting cage in their backyard, and a trampoline, and a pool.
Yeah.
So you'd hit in the cage, you jump in the pool, and then you jump on the trampoline. Is the cycle we went on. You know? Of course. Two guys are in the cage, one's pitching to the other, and I'm jumping on the trampoline. And I think
I can see where this is going.
I did a backflip on the trampoline, and I over-rotated the backflip, and I landed on my back. And I landed on my back, and the back of my head hit one of the springs on the trampoline.
Uh-huh.
And then I shot up in the air, and they had one of those like plastic playhouses that are like, 5 feet tall for kids, because they had like a little sister. And
hit your forehead on that?
No, I landed on the back and hit the back of my head on the spring. It shot me straight up in the air, and I landed on my back, like impaled over that thing, and then I slowly slid off of it onto the ground.
That's a Homer Simpson level pratfall.
I couldn't believe I was fine. I was completely fine.
Yeah, that's why.
Dude, it looked hilarious. I wish I had the video. Nobody saw it.
Yeah.
My friend saw me on the ground. We're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "You
Well,
guys have no idea what just happened to me."
when I was a kid, there was a trampoline at a house that I used to live at, and this is before they had the netting around the trampoline, right? And I was just jumping on the trampoline.
Netting, you're soft. You know what I mean? We don't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
no
yeah. You got to
netting.
be able to
We
live.
fall onto playhouses.
Yeah. It's gonna sound really sad, but I had a great time. I'd spend hours out there, but I'm an only child. There's no other kids around. So
Yeah.
I'd just trampoline by myself for hours. But I'd have like wrestling matches. I wrestle invisible opponents and shit, doing
Hell
moves to
yeah, dude.
myself. Yeah, dude.
God, I wish I had a video of that too.
By myself. What am I gonna
Yeah.
do? So I was either giving or taking a suplex from an invisible opponent. It's essentially the mechanics are essentially the same.
You fall backwards.
I fall backwards.
Yeah.
I was too close to the edge and I straight up suplexed myself onto the grass, just bounced myself right off the trampoline,
That's
right
very funny.
back first onto the grass. And that's the
Were you
kind
okay?
of knocking. Yeah, I mean, I knocked the wind out of myself, and it was
Oh,
one
dude.
of the that it's
So
like when the kid knocked the wind out of yourself, where you're like, I'm never gonna breathe
I'm never
again.
gonna breathe again.
I'm gonna
killed myself.
die, and my mom's gone because she said not to jump on the trampoline when she's gone, but she doesn't know because she's not here. And
Yeah.
so,
sorry, Kathy.
yeah, I'm gonna die out here, and she's gonna know exactly what happened, and then she.
Yeah.
So
He
and then
suplexed himself. They're like, how could this have happened? She's like, he suplexed himself.
Look, he was watching SummerSlam '91.
Yeah.
He came out here. The evidence, the evidence shows itself. You know,
It's a Dusty Labe Godwin left us today. He died. He died October 11th, 2024 in Suplex City.
Yeah, he was trying to give himself a doomsday device, and he wanted it to look very realistic. All right. The Toy Hall of Fame's been around since 1998.
Okay. And
So
they're just now getting to Transformers.
I don't know if there's like a waiting period like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or if it's whatever.
Like you have to stop making. They're still making Transformers. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so the inaugural class, pretty good. I'm going to go through these and then we can move on. 11 toys got inducted in 1998. I would think if you're the Toy Hall of Fame, you've got to get the first class knocked right out the box, right? So they know you're a serious Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the first major league class was like Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Lou Gehrig. I can't remember.
It's got to be
those three.
Like Connie Mack. You can't fuck around with the original group, right? So we got Teddy Bear, first overall listed on here. I don't know if it was the first one.
And Christy Mathewson and Walter Johnson. So I had three of them.
Nice.
Yeah, Teddy Bear belongs. I mean, that's the like it's like the Kleenex of toys. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's synonymous with toy almost.
Erector set.
Pretty hot.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a first class. I don't know if that's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't know if it's a first ballot, but it's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
if only for that scene in Sandlot where he hits his mom in the head with the ball.
God, I thought erector sets were so cool, but I was like, there's no way I'm ever.
I could never build one as good as that one. Crayons, fuck yeah, dude. Crayola crayons.
If it's a toy,
well, I guess yeah, but maybe it's an activity. Frisbee.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Frisbee. Come on, man.
Barbie. Of course.
I mean, that's the toy. That's like the first thing that I thought of when you said there was a Toy Hall of Fame.
Etch-a-Sketch. Fuck yeah, dude.
Love an Etch-a-Sketch.
Love an Etch-a-Sketch. I can never really draw anything super cool with it. Just like hella lines. And I would try to figure out how many lines I could do like around and around before it got back to itself. You know?
Oh yeah, or just try to. Did you ever try to black out the Etch-a-Sketch?
Yeah, do all the corners and
keep doing line after line. How fucking dude, that's just how things have changed. You know how like no kid would enjoy trying to black out an Etch-a-Sketch, but I spent hours Just sitting there, just meticulously making line after line, trying to black out the whole Etch-a-Sketch.
And it doesn't need battery. Like, I guess it needs batteries, right?
I don't think it needs. It might. I don't think it does though. I think it's mechanical.
Or yeah, it might be whatever. Like
Yeah, I don't think you need batteries.
You could, and you could do whatever. And then when you're like, I fucked it up, you just shake it, ready to go.
All back. And another Brian Regan bit. He talks about he was at the airport and guys at the airport with their laptops are always very like uppity about their laptops. Like, oh man, I got a laptop, and it's like this has been around for a while. He's like, I'm gonna try to do that with an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah,
and like try to, and don't touch that. That's an Etch-a-Sketch. And they're like, oh, you want to see it work? And he starts doing the things. And he's like, he goes, yeah. That's a staircase.
Monopoly first ballot. Not for me. But
the definition of toy, by the way.
Okay.
An object for a child to play with.
Oh,
it's pretty wide definition.
Pretty
so
wide.
I think all these things count pretty much. Monopoly, I mean, it's the most iconic board game ever.
Right. Teach you.
I think it's fun.
Get that capitalism indoctrination in you pretty
make a bunch of little landlords.
Yep. Yeah, a bunch of little landlords with no remorse. Hey, the rent on there's $360. I got it. Well, fuck you, dude. You're out.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, sell your other property to pay me so you can have one more turn. There's always one dude when you play Monopoly, like, because my limit for Monopoly is like probably an hour and a half. I might think it's fun, and then I'm like, I just want to fucking be done doing this.
Yeah.
And there's always one guy where I'm like, okay, I'm out. And then they're like, well, actually, you could no. I am out.
I choose to not play anymore.
I don't got it anymore. Yeah. So, Tinker Toy. I feel like Tinker Toy
I gotta look up Tinker Toy.
It's like a bunch of sticks, and you can put it in, it like spins. You can create endless abstract shapes.
Oh, it's an erector set for dummies.
Yeah, I feel like that's encroaching on the erector set.
I played with some Tinker Toys.
I don't think you could. Maybe not both in the same class.
I definitely played with Tinker Toys. I mean, they both are deserving Hall of Famers.
Right.
But yeah, I could see why there's a little bit of it's a little bit of overlap.
Play-Doh. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, it tastes so good, dude.
The green Play-Doh all day. I've been chasing that flavor for years. I've tried every burrito. I tried every burrito in town trying to get that Play-Doh flavor.
With Play-Doh, I could make any animal out there as long as it was a snake.
I think is that somebody's bit, or
is that a joke?
I think that's a joke.
If I say somebody else's joke and I know it's somebody else's joke, I know, but I'm just saying I would admit it. I didn't. I thought that was off the top of my head.
That's a kid street joke. That's I
think people have said that for balloons.
Yeah, or maybe I'm thinking balloon animal.
I think people have said that as balloon. That might be a Mitch Hedberg joke, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I can make any balloon animal as long as it's a snake. That's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
Something like
or
that.
Or two snakes. How long do you think they had to work to make Play-Doh non-toxic? Because they knew from the jump, right? They had to know.
Kids are gonna eat this.
Yeah, like they were like, the formula's ready, and they're like, can they eat it? No, they'll die. Can't put it out. Like, we have to wait.
They literally called it dough.
Right. Well, DOH.
Dough. Yeah, because that's the sound you make when you find out your kid ate Play-Doh.
Yeah.
In 1957, chemist Dr. Tien Lu reduced Play-Doh's salt content, thus allowing models to dry without losing their color. Oh, that's not about it becoming non-toxic. Did it start off non-toxic?
Yeah, because I think it's just it's just clay.
I think it started off non-toxic.
Yeah, it just has. If you make homemade Play-Doh, it just has hella salt, like this guy, like that was saying.
Hell yeah, dude.
Marbles, pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I played a lot of marbles as a kid.
Of course you did, because You're an old. Your goal is to be an old 20s comic. So
We
you're
played
like,
for nickels.
yeah. What they do in Kansas City at the Yuck Yucks in the 20s? They probably
I,
played marbles in the
I
back.
wore my paperboy hat and
Yeah,
played marbles.
yeah, with your bow tie that spins as part of your act.
Oh, dude, I would get the what's the big is the big marble called? No, the slammer is the pogs,
That's
right?
Pogs, yeah.
I
Which is
forgot what
probably
the
a Hall of Famer.
boulder.
Oh, I didn't know
Boulder.
that.
The big marble you called boulders. And
Okay.
yeah, I used to, there was a we would dig a little hole in the ground. I'm sure everybody did this. You make a little hole in the ground and then you basically play golf with marbles. You're like trying to make it into the hole.
Oh yeah, we did that, and then we had the circle, and you were trying to knock the other guy's marbles out.
Yeah.
That's a
Dude, how
game, dude.
old are we, dog? Like these kids are
That
like playing Roblox
yeah,
and
that's
digging holes in the dirt and rolling rocks in them.
and wrestling pretend opponents on a trampoline.
Yep.
You know, I like it.
Oh, if somebody had a foxtail, one of those things, it's just a ball at the end of a string.
Yeah.
Oh, we're chasing that kid around all day.
Or tops. Do you remember tops were big for like
Tops.
1 second whenever I was in middle school.
Tops, and then the tops came out that lit up when you spun.
Oh yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
oh, that kid's rich.
Yeah, he's got good top money. Last one, Lego. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
What are you gonna do?
Lego's got to go.
I feel like Lego, Erector Set, Tinker Toy, all kind of occupying the same space. And if you got to pick, I think Lego's number one on that list.
Yeah, Lego's got to be number one on that list. Controversially, I mean, I think the Erector Set's cooler than Tinker Toy.
Right. I don't think that's controversial.
Probably. Well, no. What the controversial thing is, I think Tinker Toy might belong more than Erector Set because I bet more kids played with Tinker Toys than played with an Erector Set.
Well, I bet it's sort of like me and Legos. I could never build the Lego sets like, you know, where it's like, it's a pirate ship. No, I don't have the. Well, one, we didn't have the money. My mom's not dropping money so that I could have a tiny parrot Lego that I'm gonna lose 10 minutes after I open that bag. But second, just give me regular Legos and I'll just make whatever I want. Mostly a Lego sword to hit my friend with that then breaks into a million Legos.
Hell, you just make a big ass Lego. I can make anything with Legos as long as it's a big building.
Yeah, or a Lego gun, which is also I can't have fake cap gun at school, but I can make a Lego gun and pretend it shoots lasers, and then fine. Then that's fine for some reason.
You'll be satisfied to hear this. On April 2nd, 2015, 20th Century Fox announced work on a film adaptation of Play-Doh with Hasbro Studios, along with its subsidiary company Allspark Pictures and Chernin Entertainment producing, and Paul Feig directing.
Okay.
Paul Feig's never made a bad movie. We know that. Oh wait, he's only made one good movie. Yeah, and because he was in Heavyweights.
Right.
That was scrapped. It was canceled and rejected after the acquisition of Fox's parent company, 21st Century Fox, by the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
On March 17th, 2022, it was announced that a new animated film adaptation is in development at Entertainment One and its parent company, Hasbro. Emily V. Gordon writing.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
I think I know who Emily Gordon is.
That is Kumail Nanjiani's wife.
Right. Yes. I knew
Why are they making a movie about Play-Doh?
Because the Lego movie did fucking gangbusters. You can do the same thing with Lego or with Play-Doh. Have a Play-Doh man.
Everybody's made a Play-Doh. Yeah. They did that. Gumby. Gumby was pretty big.
Yeah, Gumby's pretty big. Did you know that this weekend the Pharrell Williams documentary, or not documentary, it's his life story as a movie, but it's Lego.
Yeah.
Everybody's Lego.
Yeah.
Getting pretty good reviews.
There's another weird one that's coming out, and I can't remember what it is. It's in the same vein.
So, well, the reason that I've heard is that some company, after the Lego movie and the Lego Batman and the Lego Ninja movie, after all those came out, some other company bought the rights to Lego for movies, but they don't own any of the other stuff. They don't own the proprietary stuff.
You found it, attaboy.
Yeah. So like they can't use Lego Batman or the characters from the Lego movie or any of that shit. So
they're
have
making Lego for real.
And so they couldn't figure out a new Lego thing to do because they don't have any of the characters. So they could do Lego Movie 3, but it'd have whole new characters, at least from what I understand. So they're like, and then the rights were going to run out. And they're like, fuck, we have to get a movie in production. Hey, Pharrell, would you let us make a Lego movie about your life? And he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. You can tell me how it is.
I mean, I'm not actually not going to see it, I don't think. I don't think it matters how well the reviews are. I don't want to watch a Lego Pharrell movie.
You watch everything.
I watch a lot of things. I don't watch everything. I watch pretty much everything. Speaking of which, this weekend, I'm going to go watch the new Saturday Night Live movie.
Oh, cool. Tell me how that is.
Yeah, I'm interested. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it'll be any good or not, but
yeah, it's who cares, right? It's like just watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want this to be a Mr. McMahon critique, but I'm like, how interesting is the formation of Saturday Night Live? I guess.
Oh no! Here comes Chevy. I heard he's kind of a dick. That's all it's gonna be. Like, it's
right? Yeah, yeah. Oh man, is Chevy gonna leave? That would suck.
I have something I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
So I got a Halloween costume.
Man, you really do have a girlfriend, huh?
No, actually, no. Well, I do have a girlfriend, but that's not why.
Okay.
Some friends of ours,
yes,
asked me to sing at their Halloween party.
Ah, right.
So if I'm doing that, I'm not going to show up in normal clothes. Sure. How big am I pooping this party?
Right.
So I'm going to take my headphones off for a second because I want to show you something.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. It's not, anyway, you'll see.
Yeah. Andrew's taking off his headphones. He's getting up. He is reaching for a costume. Yep. All right. Go on the YouTube.
All right. So the thing about this, right?
Tell me, Ghost Rider.
Is it pretty obvious that I bought this on Amazon? Then I'll tell you why.
Yes.
What are your
thoughts?
It
is, but I think that might also just be because everything gets bought on Amazon.
You want to guess if I can see?
I'm going to guess you cannot see shit.
I can't see a damn thing. Okay. But the other thing is,
right.
How small is this skull? It's got ears on it, Dusty. The skull has ears on it.
Yeah.
Its ears, I'm guessing, are about right here. Did I nail that?
You nailed it.
Guess what those are? Those are my cheeks, Dusty.
That's not where your ears go.
Why don't they make the head the width of a head?
I need you to be this exasperated whenever you are doing your Halloween party, because it's very funny to watch you be animated with this on your face.
I've thought about that because I don't want to ruin everybody's immersion. But the thing is, like, I feel like this is going to ruin everybody's immersion. I want it to be a skull that is not to be messed with and not to be laughed at. But look at how small this skull is.
It's so funny. I wish you could see how funny it is that you're talking right now.
I'm a thin man.
Yeah.
I don't have the biggest head in the world. I'm a 7 1/4 and a fitted hat. Okay.
Right.
I haven't tested in a while, but it's probably the same.
Sure.
Okay. Because the rest of the costume fits me a little loose.
Oh, there's more costume?
It's the whole shebang, baby.
It's all bones? Yeah. You're all bones?
Oh, another thing, I'm not going to put the whole costume on.
Sure.
The fingers.
Put that on Patreon.
Yeah. It is revealing. I need to wear shorts. But the fingers are like that long.
Oh, so it's okay. So the fingers are wildly disproportionate to how big the head of the skeleton is.
The whole thing is like, how does something fit a little bit too big for me,
Right.
but the skull is too small, like this much too small?
Dude, this is so. This might be one of the funniest things that's ever happened. I'm so glad. You got to do the rest of the pod.
I don't know, dude. I'm annoyed.
Oh, you can drink with it on?
No, that was fake. I
Oh,
pantomimed that.
okay. Wow,
Yeah.
stagecraft.
You like that?
Yeah. What was the name of the costume on Amazon?
Skinny head skull guy, but I didn't know.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the name was. It was skull costume.
I'm imagining where all the black of the mask is. You'd like that to all be skull, right?
This has got to be. If it's skull, it should be skull.
Well, I'm saying the whole thing should be like.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Why does my guy have a little tiny pinhead?
That's what happens in the afterlife, dude.
People are gonna be laughing at me. I'm gonna be up there singing "Creep" by Radiohead because that's what they told me to sing.
Uh-huh.
Got one song I can sing apparently.
You should be singing "Them Bones," by either Alice in Chains.
I should be singing "The Thuggish Ruggish Bone."
Yeah, this is the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really. Yeah, it does take you out of it a little bit. I'm also worried, given the amount of head trauma that you've sustained.
Yeah.
Why would you wear something that you can't see a goddamn thing in?
Do you think that review said that I can't see in it?
Why? Well, you're like, oh, a hood.
You think it's like, hey, you were not going to be able to see it all?
It's a hood. What do you think was going to happen?
There might be some technology that thins out the eye part.
Not for what you paid for that on Amazon. I'm sure they don't even. It's not even a full skull, dude. What an idiot!
I can't believe that. It's just the lack of craftsmanship. What is happening to my country?
Oh man.
The problem is if I cut the eyes out, it's gonna look like even more stupid.
That might look kind of creepy if you cut the eyes out so that your real eyes are showing through.
I'm gonna do this bunch.
Yeah, that could work.
I'm gonna show up to the party.
Having someone guide you in because you can't see.
No, I'm not gonna wear I'm not gonna wear the hat. I'm not gonna wear the skull face until it's time to sing.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna be wearing. I've already figured it out. I'm gonna be wearing the bodysuit.
Right.
With jeans on.
Oh. How's your team
like shoes
with those jeans? How's your team with those jeans?
My team?
Yeah.
How's what do you mean?
You're gonna have your jeans on. Is your team strong?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're strong. It's strong as hell.
Yeah.
Could be stronger.
I'm going in. I might show up in the Century Club with my jeans on and my team's strong.
I feel like it smiles when I smile, but I don't think it does. I don't think I got that technology. But
it's kind of smiley anyway, and I can tell that you're smiling, so it works. Yeah. Well, wait, smile again. Yeah, it kind of flexes out, which is good.
At the ears.
That's a decent effect. I don't hate that.
Its ears get wider. I got to smile all the time, and maybe it'll look like a normal face.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna wear jeans and shoes over and not have the hat on, and I'm just gonna be like skeleton torso guy.
Right.
And then when it's time to sing, I'm going up there full.
Are you gonna put the mask on stage while you already have the mic in your hand?
No, I'm gonna walk up there with a mask on. I'm gonna have somebody lead me up there probably.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're gonna need your emotional support cat. You're gonna have to put Hobbs in a harness and have him lead you up there.
I could have like one of the blind guy sticks.
Yeah.
I'm just poking everybody with it.
That's so funny. All right.
Whose face is this then?
I'm wondering if it's a costume for not an adult. You know? Like a very
But
thin.
The rest of it fits me.
Well, you're very thin. So but
even kids, like kids don't have little tiny pinheads. They got proportional heads.
I guess so. I think you might be asking too much, you know? Like, you could
I don't know. I feel like I paid $30 for this, and
you should get a rubber mask that's a whole skull, dude.
so I can see what this looked like.
Yeah. You look like the anthropomorphized Sons of Anarchy symbol. Like if that guy came to life, that's what you sort of look like.
Anyway, bro, I was riding my hog, listening to Stain.
When a bunch of fucked up shit happened to me in my motorcycle club.
You ever just think about like, what's the point, dude?
Oh, nihilistic skeleton man is an interesting take on it.
You haven't seen what I've seen.
Right, I've been on the other side.
Do I sound the same?
Yeah.
Because I got to sing in this thing. I can't sound muffled.
Right. I've been to the coal miner's town on the other side. So I would like to do non-expert trivia with you, Andrew. We're going to wrap it up.
I'm going to keep the mask on.
That's what I was going to insist. So I have 2 U.S. history trivia tests. One of them I did fucking terrible at. And one of them I did okay at. Which one would you like? The other one's supposed to be for 8th graders. I got 1 question right.
Out of how many?
Like 10, I think.
Let's do that one.
Okay.
It's funnier if I get angry.
It is. I mean, it works for. I don't think that it's fair because I think that your skeleton probably lived through most of these events, and so he's going to have insight.
That's actually why I chose it.
Right.
I've been a lot of places, Dusty.
Yeah. I heard that you wrote the "I've Been Everywhere" song for Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I traveled every road in this here land. I was in the Misfits.
Right. Until they became a bunch of dicks.
A bunch of sellouts.
All right. This says it's a 7th grade history trivia quiz.
You learn a bunch of stuff in 7th grade that you eventually forget. Am I getting multiple choice?
Yes. There are multiple choices. What 2 states did the Mason-Dixon line serve as a border for?
Oh, good.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Maine and New Hampshire, Massachusetts and Connecticut, Pennsylvania and Maryland. I can give you a hint, but I'm going to limit you to 3 hints. So you tell me when you want a hint.
North Carolina, South Carolina.
Okay. It will tell me at the end if you were correct. So
I can't even know if I get momentum.
No. How were indentured servants different from slaves? They worked without wage in exchange for life in America. Women could not be indentured servants. Their wages were minimal. They were the same.
I should really know this. I was an indentured servant. A.
Okay.
They worked without wage for life in America.
Yep. I hate to narc on my guy Hobbs, but he's to your. What would that be? Yep. I don't know if he's up to no good.
I scared him. He's like, what the fuck is that, dude? Oh, man.
Who were among the first to die in the Boston Massacre? Samuel Maverick, Mercy Warren, Samuel Adams, Jack Dow.
Jack Dow.
Okay. What did the first section of the Declaration of Independence state? Human rights, laws for foreigners, the power of the government, natural rights. The skull debates.
Isn't the beginning of it over the course of human events?
We find these truths to be self-evident.
No. It's in the course of human events, basically every once in a while you gotta rise up and kill some motherfuckers.
Do some shit, yeah.
I'm going with the power thing.
Okay, power of the government.
Yeah.
Hey,
that was a really bad question though, the way that was phrased. For the record.
Hey, Andrew, who was James Armistead? Was he a general in the British Navy, or a general in the British Army, a lieutenant in the Continental Navy, a committee member for the Declaration of Independence, a slave, and a spy.
What are the first two?
General in the British Army, lieutenant in the Colonial Navy. The Skull Ponders.
I want to say A, but this is American history.
Sure.
So I'm going B.
Okay. Which of the following quote-unquote men was actually a woman in disguise who fought during the Revolution? I don't know that you need to put men in parentheses.
That's Joan of Arc, isn't it? Is Joan of Arc one of those?
No. Francis.
What? Fuck!
Francis Marion.
There's no way I'm getting this now.
Robert Shurtleff. Henry Lawrence. Benjamin Talmage.
Tell me the first two again.
Francis Marion, Robert Shurtleff.
Francis Marion. Final answer.
All right. Who promoted laissez-faire, the doctrine of the government, or the doctrine that the government should play as small a role as possible in economic affairs? Adam Smith, John Marshall, Thomas Piketty, Conrad McMahon.
Hey, check this out. Does that do anything?
That do anything for you? Yeah, it's moving. He's jiving. The skull ponders.
Can you give me the options again?
Sure. We got Adam Smith, John Marshall, Thomas Piketty, Conrad McMahon.
John Marshall.
All right.
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah. Whenever he went out, the people always shout. What
goes John Marshall?
He believes in laissez-faire government. What Native American tribe did Sacagawea belong to? These are gonna be rough. The Natchez, the Shoshone, the Ojibwas, or the Pomos?
I don't know.
You're not up on your Sacagawea history?
No. The Pomos.
All right. Number 9. We're almost done. Who was defeated 3 times in his efforts to become president? Was that Edward Longfellow, Samuel Slater, Henry Clay, John Fitch?
Henry Clay.
All right.
John Fitch fought George St. Pierre.
Yep. The skull is puzzled. What did Norbert
Norbert.
Norbert
The Eddie Murphy character?
Yep. What did Norbert invent? A machine that could count money, a machine that could transfer writing onto a fresh piece of paper, a machine that cooked sugar in closed vats under low pressure, or a machine that could spin cotton with the control of a weaver?
Okay, I don't think it's D.
Okay.
What was the first one?
Machine could count money.
Second one? Oh, press paper.
Yep.
Press words on the paper. What's the third one?
Cook sugar in low pressure.
Low pressure.
In vats.
In vats?
Yeah.
I feel like we're not remembering the guy who makes the money counting machine.
Sure.
So I'm getting him out of there.
Okay.
I don't think Norbert made the printing press. I mean not the cotton thing.
Right.
Because that's probably the cotton gin, right?
I don't know.
And I think that was like goddamn Eli Whitney or some shit, right?
Yeah, I think this is like a loom. You could spin the cotton. I think that's different than the cotton gin, but I don't.
What's B?
B is transfer writing. Yeah.
C?
Cook sugar in closed vats under low pressure.
I'm going B.
All right. How are you feeling about your answers?
I think I got 2 correct. 2 or 3.
The states for the Mason-Dixon line are Pennsylvania and Maryland. Wrong.
Okay, I got that wrong. Yep.
How are indentured servants?
By the way, that's the one that I was probably most confident in.
Indentured servants are different from slaves in that they work without wages. Got that right.
Hell yeah, dude. If I know anything, I know indentured servants.
Samuel Maverick was the first to die in the Boston Massacre. We remember him well.
Yep.
First section of the Declaration of Independence is about natural rights, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, all that shit.
I thought that was the Constitution. God damn it!
James Armistead was a slave and a spy. He volunteered for the British Army and then helped us win at Yorktown. The correct answer for the woman who was dressed as a man, Robert Shirtliff. Got that wrong too. Her name was Deborah Sampson.
I'm listening. I told you shut the fuck up, though.
Adam Smith was the one who promoted laissez-faire government. John Marshall he was a Supreme Court justice. Sacagawea belonged to the Shoshone tribe.
Okay, got that one wrong too. Hell yeah.
Idiot. Henry Clay was defeated 3 times in his attempt to become the president.
I had a feeling about that one, for the record. I wasn't sure by any means. I wouldn't have put a gun to my head, but I had a feeling about that.
John Fitch, on top of losing to George St. Pierre, also created the first steam engine in America. Then he went out of business. That's a bummer. Daniel Webster ran for president and also lost 3 times.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Norbert invented the machine that cooks sugar in closed vats under low pressure.
That was my okay.
Before his invention, Andrew, the process of boiling cane sugar was very dangerous.
Care, dude.
You had to move hot liquids from vat to vat. Are you so mad because that's how you died?
Yeah, dude, I got blown up in a sugar factory.
So you did get 2 out of 10. That quiz is hard as fuck, dude. It's real.
I gotta hold on. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the other powers of the earth in separate and equal station in which the laws of nature and the natures of God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. That is about government control. So I got 3 right. They fucked himself.
Yeah, take it up.
I even got like the first 10 words of it right.
No, take it up with Norbert.
So I got 3 out of 10.
I don't give a shit, dog.
Yeah. I got 3.
So, well, I assume that you're on your way to meet Ebenezer Scrooge to show him his future.
I've got a ferry to catch. But do you want to do the easy one real quick?
Oh yeah, fast? That one's pretty fast. Let me get back to it. We gotta go to BuzzFeed. God dang.
I bet those motherfuckers are talking about the Constitution. Oh. The next thing is the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and they are endowed with their creator with certain unalienable rights. So I was correct. Go fuck yourself. Stupid quiz. That puts the whole rest of the quiz into question.
Right. Hey, guess what?
I got right.
BuzzFeed wants to neg you. It's like, if you could pass these 15-question American history quiz, we'll give you $5. Bring it on, BuzzFeed.
Will they give you $5?
I don't know. Which U.S. state was the last to be admitted to the Union? Alaska, Arizona, New Mexico, Hawaii.
I feel like I get this one wrong a lot. I think it's Hawaii.
Nailed it.
Hell yeah, dude.
What famous document begins with the words, "We the people"? Constitution.
That's the Constitution.
Nailed it. Other ones were Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, Bill of Rights. Who was the 16th president of these United States?
That's Abe Lincoln.
That's old Abe. Nailed it. Yep. Who was the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court? Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, Sandra Day O'Connor.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
Nailed it. It was after her stint on Roseanne.
Yeah.
What American inventor is credited with inventing the light bulb?
Thomas Edison. Old Tommy Edison, bro.
Old Tom Edison. You're know that because of The Simpsons. In what year did the Declaration of Independence get signed?
1776.
You're on a roll, my dude.
I'm a bad motherfucker, dude.
What event marked the start of the American Civil War? The Battle of Bull Run, the attack on Fort Sumter in 1861, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, the Dred Scott decision.
The attack on Fort Sumter.
Nailed it.
Yes!
Which American general led the Allied forces in Europe during WW2, the big one? Dwight D. Eisenhower, Douglas
big one.
Douglas MacArthur, George Patton, Omar Bradley.
George Patton.
Ooh, Dwight D. Eisenhower.
No, it wasn't.
You know what? Shut up, dude. What was the significance of the Supreme Court case Brown versus the Board of Education? Gave women the right to vote, declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional, legalized racial segregation, addressed voting rights for African Americans.
It's B.
Which one?
The made segregation in schools illegal.
Okay. It's in a grid. So sometimes I don't read them in the grid order. So when you said B, I was like, I don't know which one that is.
Made segregation in schools illegal.
Yeah, nailed it. What was the name of the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America in 1620?
Mayflower.
You are correct. It is the Mayflower.
May. It's gonna be Mayflower.
Who was the main author of the Federalist Papers? Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
Wrong as shit. So there's a whole song about it in Hamilton.
Dude, I fucking should have said it. I was going to say, I'm going to get this wrong, and you're going to tell me that you heard about it in that bullshit fucking play. Yep. Oh, we're rapping history. Go fuck yourself.
His name is Alexander Hamilton. So, what amendment to the Constitution granted women the right to vote? The 15th Amendment?
12th. I believe it's the 12th Amendment.
The 15th Amendment? The 22nd Amendment?
Oh, it's not even one of the guys.
The 19th Amendment? The 14th Amendment?
It's the 19th Amendment.
'Tis the 19th Amendment.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I was wrong about that initially, but...
What year did the U.S. enter World War I? 1917, 1916, 1914, 1918.
1918.
Wrong, 1917.
God damn it! I was up by one, dude.
Yeah, I got that one wrong too.
By one.
I think I put 16.
I had an 18 in my head as soon as you said it, so I just went with it.
WW1 : not the big one yet.
Not the big one, yeah.
What was the name of the first permanent English settlement in North America? Plymouth.
America Town.
Goddamn America Town. Plymouth, Roanoke, Charleston, Jamestown.
Fuck. I want to say Plymouth because of the rock.
Right. Do you
but I'm going to go with Jamestown.
You're going to go with Jamestown?
Mm-hmm.
Jamestown is correct.
Look at me.
You nailed it. Which U.S. state was the first to grant women the right to vote?
A state did it first?
Yeah, I think that's why they had to take it to the federal. California.
Does this make it look more realistic when I talk?
I mean, I guess define realistic. It does look like it's mouthy. Yeah. It looks like he's doing a hello, my baby kind of situation. You know, hello, my baby.
I'll give you a bone.
Right. There you go. What U.S. state was the first to grant women the right to vote? California, New York, Colorado, Wyoming.
That sounds like some California shit, but I bet it's some New York shit.
Going New York?
Mm-hmm.
'Twas in fact the great state of Wyoming. I got that one wrong too.
Wyoming?
Yep.
God damn. That makes sense because it starts with the word Y.
There he is.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll be here all week.
Things have been on the up since then, huh?
Yep. I did not. Those opinions or Andrew Idell's and his alone.
Don't say it's me. I'm wearing a mask.
Oh, that's
People
right.
don't know it's me.
Bone Man.
It was Bone Man. That Bone Man's got some opinions.
Bone Man is we can't deal with him on the podcast. Try to cancel him. He's already dead. Fucking won't give me your score. Hold on. There were 15.
That Bone Man kills me.
God. 1.
I think I missed like 3 or 4.
2. 3. 4. 5. Or no, 4.
This is compelling radio right here.
I'm sorry. It's making me redo the quiz. Fuck it. You got most of them right. Right?
Most of them right.
You did a great job. Yeah. They would owe you $5 if we were interested in retrieving that money from BuzzFeed. But they need that money since their website crashes all the time. And I don't have to be under a mask to make to say that. I'm out here raw and unedited.
Yeah, man. BuzzFeed went the way of the wolves, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
It thought that it was an alpha.
BuzzFeed's for the birds.
Yeah, it thought it was an alpha, but turns out that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you to our third guest today, Bone Man, for coming on.
Yeah, you know, my wife tried to sit on my leg, but she said I was too bony.
There he is. Come see him at the Chuckle Hut this weekend.
Too bony.
Uh-huh.
Where's my cat? I want to look at him.
We had to get rid of my dog. He kept trying to bury my leg in the backyard. These are a lot of Bone Man centric problems I've got.
Is it too late to start drinking a bunch of milk?
Yeah. All right. You got to cut you off, Bone Man. The red light's flashing. I hate to tell you. Got to wrap up that Type 5 you were working on.
I'm trying to find the button. All right, there it is. I'm ready to end it.
All right. Thank you. End it all. Thank you to everybody who listens. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging with us. Give us some feedback. Do whatever. Follow us on the socials, like Andrew said. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week. I think it'll just be me and Andrew, but might get a special appearance from the Bone Man. Bone Man.
I can't get rid of the guy.
No.
Oh wait, that was hold on. I can't get rid of the guy. Where's my cat? Hold on. He's not in here. He when he turned earlier, when you said he was next to me and I grabbed him, he turned and I could feel him go.
Yeah, well, it's unexpected. Bone Man doesn't come around as much as he used to, you know.
Mary was reading in bed the other day, and I just got in bed wearing this and waited for her to look at me.
Classic bits. Who are you gonna do them with? You know? Yeah.
Why